Hi and welcome back. So does your mantle look just a little bit bare after the holidays? I know after you've taken down the garlands and the stockings and the twinkle lights, it can look just a little bit lifeless. Well, now is a perfect time to try a new style and redecorate. Fireplace mantles are so important to the aesthetic of your home because they're typically the focal point of the whole room. Plus, it's an opportunity to showcase your style and to add warmth. But decorating mantles can be a little bit challenging because it's hard to know what looks good together. Plus, you're expected to make this big statement on such a shallow surface. It's taken me years to be able to figure out what makes a cohesive look. So the first thing you're gonna need is an anchor piece or a focal point. Typically, that is a mirror or a television or a striking piece of art, and that can be hung on the wall or it can just be leaned up against the wall for a very casual look. And the height really depends on your room. So if you have a shallow ceiling, you might wanna hang it horizontally, or if you have a vaulted ceiling, you'll wanna choose like a really tall piece and hang it vertically. Second, you're gonna want to find large, interesting decor pieces. So it's important to use large items versus small because that way it feels less cluttered. You can group smaller items together to make one unit, and odd numbers look best when you're decorating, so try to keep it to just maybe 3 to 5 groups. You can do things like vases, urns, lamps, sconces on either side, candlesticks, lots of different options, but just remember less is more. Another great way to keep your mantle looking fresh and not so predictable is to add living elements, and that can be faux or living greenery such as stems in your vases, house plants, even things like wooden bowls or vases or candles can add that extra warmth. So typically in a casual home, you're not aiming for symmetry because that can read very formal. The goal is to create a balanced visual weight and an asymmetrical arrangement. This means that you want both sides to appear about the same size. For example, if you have tall candlesticks on one side, maybe you'll have a tall vase with stems on the other to kind of visually balance it out. Layering can also help things just feel a little bit more connected, so maybe lean a picture up against a mirror, or when you have like candlesticks and a vase, kind of scoot them kind of closer together, making them feel connected. You don't want everything in a straight line on your fireplace. And let's not forget about the bottom of the fireplace too. That's also an opportunity to add some style. You can add a basket with blankets or pillows or logs or things like that. It also helps balance out the top too, so you can play with that as well. So now that you know the basics, let me show you how I decorated my 2 mantles several different ways to give you some ideas.
So this first look was actually inspired by this horse head statue I found on Facebook Marketplace. It gives it kind of a European look. And then my son actually loves it because he's huge into chess and it looks like a knight. Then I found these Amaranthus too to kind of balance out the look and just kind of put some more neutral tones in there to kind of keep it all just kind of light and bright. For this next option, I switched out to a nice large gold mirror, and then I wanted to kind of have an earthy look, so I found this pot with these spring branches. And then I found these really cool candlesticks, but when you're using candlesticks, I think it's so important to make sure your candles are nice and straight and that your wicks are trimmed. It just really improves the overall look. I wanted to make sure and layer everything just a little bit in front of each other so it's not in a line. And then I found this really cool portable lamp. It's battery operated, so you can place it anywhere you want. It just gives it a really nice kind of warm look to it. In case you are interested, I'll have all these items that I use here linked below, or at least something similar. If you're enjoying this, feel free to give it a thumbs up, and if you're new here, I would love it if you consider subscribing. We'd love to have you. For this third option, I replaced the mirror for this nice tall arched one, and for this look, I kind of wanted to have some mid-century modern vibes. I found these brass swans at 2 separate thrift stores, so it was really cute to be able to find them and then bring them back together again. Now we're moving into the living room, and I wanted to give you a completely different option with a large print as the main focal point. I love how when you place all these candlesticks together, they kind of just look like one large unit and really add a lot of visual interest. Then here I have a Bible verse that's my favorite that I printed out and put in a frame, and then just added some olive branches. So I think this is what you call mom reflexes. So I swapped the picture for the gold mirror, and then I added 2 vases together. I really like this look. It just kind of is more interesting and unusual. Now for this very final option, I added these books. I like to turn the books around backwards so you can just see the pages. It just makes everything look kind of clean. Then I added these wooden knots, which just gives it a really nice visual interest.
So hopefully I inspired you with some new ideas to go redecorate your fireplace. I'd love to hear in the comments below which style you liked the best. You might also enjoy some of my other home improvement videos, so check it out and I'll see you over there. Bye!